watching Davos Insight. I'm Tian Wei. This program is coming to you on the eve of the Chinese Lunar New Year. As we all know, Chinese people from around the world have started celebrations of the Spring Festival. On China's lunar calendar, 2020 is the year of the rat or the year of the mouse, you name it. The hardworking Chinese people get to rest their feet for a few days.
Wishes for the new year. Some may be humble, but straight from the heart.
We're getting old. Happiness matters. I'm 65. Health is everything.
My wish is to sleep at home every day.
Everyone is in good health and make more money. Hope it continues. That's it.
China's Spring Festival travel rush, the largest human migration on Earth. With the development of railways, it is easier for people to get a ticket back home.
For some people, we work and live in different cities, and now there are more trains, and it feels like home and work are getting closer and closer, especially since it's convenient to go home and have a family dinner on Chinese New Year's Eve, and then come back to work without any delay.
More people overseas start to get a clue about the Chinese festival.
What about the zodiac calendar?
The zodiac?
Yeah, with all the animals in it.
Yeah, well, isn't that interesting? I'm a dragon, I like dragons.
Well, I do know that it involves different animals, and I believe it's to do with, I'm not sure who won the race and the order.
Xing Yang, Huailang.
The next 2 weeks will see the biggest population in the world celebrating their most important festival in a year.
So, the year of the rat. We are joining in our Beijing studio Teng Jimeng, freelance cultural commentator, and David Bartosh, professor from the Beijing Foreign Studies University. Happy Lunar Chinese New Year to the both of you.
Thank you. Likewise. Likewise.
Yes.
Lunar New Year.
So, how is your vacation like for the Spring Festival to come?
Oh, it will be wonderful. You first or me first?
You absolutely.
Okay.
I will go to Hainan.
Okay.
As 2 years before, and I'm looking very much forward to see my Chinese extended family there. My wife and son, they're already on Hainan, so they're waiting for me, and I will see my parents-in-law and members of the extended family, so uncles and aunties and the cousins and their kids.
Can't wait to have fun.
Yeah, will be wonderful.
Beach, and also a big family reunion. Professor Teng, what about you?
Well, once again, for me, it's going to be a very big reunion with my mother, with my brother, and also the cousins and all these relatives. I mean, ready to play mahjong
Extended
and
family also.
all the kind of.
Yeah. Where's your hometown?
Well, it's Shenyang, back in Liaoning province.
Northeast part of China.
Yes.
And Hainan, of course, is a very southern part of China.
Right. My family comes from Guizhou, originally my Chinese family, but they like to go to Hainan now.
Okay.
Since a few years, and it's great. It's warmer. It's a little bit warmer.
That's why you see so many Chinese that are traveling during the holiday season,
right,
including the two of you, I guess. Oh, I already counted you in as a Chinese, in a way, because you married a Chinese wife.
He's one of us.
Yes, exactly, one of us.
I try to enculture myself.
So how is it like to be one of us?
Right.
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, the great thing about it is that now I have two horizons, two sets of festivals to celebrate. So we have Christmas. We have the Chinese New Year, we have the Easter festivities, and so forth.
Any debate as to which one to celebrate the most? Any debate?
No. We value them as equal, and we see it from
politically correct back at home even. What about for you, Professor Teng?
That's a harmony. Let me just add one thing, right? It's harmony, right?
Yeah,
it's all about living in harmony.
I mean, for you, going back to your hometown or to your wife's hometown is always a debate, isn't it? For the Spring Festival, any family is like that.
Luckily, we don't have that debate. My wife was born here in Beijing, and so every single year, right? Every single day, basically, we celebrate things here in Beijing.
Okay, you got your advantage over there.
Right, and so this is the one of the most important time in our life, to go back and join our, siblings and relatives and family out there in this noisy Northeast. And you know that it's going to be big dinner, big banquet, and big fireworks out there.
And big voices, too.
And loud voices. We're known for that, right? I'm sorry.
That's the personality. Having said that, though, have you ever thought about the first facial expressions on your beloved ones' faces when they see you coming back home, the very first moment? I remember those moments very well. I don't know about you, Professor.
It's
particularly your mom.
Yeah, it's the phase of yearning, the phase of loving, and also the face of very, very much kind of a someone that you want to see, you look forward to see with great anticipation in your life.
Even though you tell them about when to arrive, right? When they see you, there's still something that is unexpectedly pleasant in their face.
It's like, it's always going back to the roots, right? It's going back to the roots of our existence. Happy memories come up. Also, when I go back to Germany and I see my parents, my sister, it's always happy memories coming up.
Until you have a fight, right? I mean, every holiday is like that. Families all over the world. First hour, beautiful.
That's normal.
But as time goes by, you never know what's going to happen. But that is what family is about, in a way.
Well, dinner table has always been known as the battlefield, right, for different ideas, right, for different thoughts and for different kind of feelings to express.
An Li's movie actually is a beautiful illustration of those.
That's right. I mean, even the most recent one called Farewell by Lulu Wang, which is now big in the U.S. It's all about family members getting together and crying to each other. I mean, crying each other on the shoulders and fighting each other on the big table.
Yes, indeed. Everybody is enjoying themselves until there is a fight. I mean, it's unavoidable, right? From any family reunion, any culture.
But these are little fights based on deep love and appreciation. So it's like the salt, you know, or the spice in the food.
Of life.
And when we start cooking, may it be in Germany or in China, we always stop these little quarrels. So and also the eating. I mean, it's so much great food. And I also heard a story that some Chinese families, there's a kitchen god, something like this. Is this true?
Yeah, it is.
The kitchen god will tell the Yellow Emperor what the family did, and then the new image of the kitchen god will be placed in the kitchen. I think maybe it's northern Chinese.
I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, absolutely, it's northern practice. When I go back to my ancestral home, there's always a god out there. I mean, in the very center of the kitchen, above the stove where you cook, and you burn these kind of haze and stuff like that. It's kind of smoky.
I mean, it's so interesting because cooking has such a central position in Chinese civilization.
It's sacred in a way.
It's sacred.
It's related to the gods and the goddess. Having said that, though, if you look at the Chinese zodiac, how come there are so many different kinds of animals? Some would say, if you love China, you have to love the 12 animals. But rats, really? This year?
Well, absolutely. I think they all went back to this very primitive society when farmers farm in the field and they see the rats. And when they cook in the kitchen, I mean, the rats would share our food. I mean, we don't see them as a dangerous thing. I mean, we don't see them as some kind of poisonous. We see them as our neighbors. And so it's all about this very natural harmony.
I think that's very interesting because it tells you a lot about Chinese civilization. So everybody is allowed to step in, right? Everybody is appreciated, tolerated. Even a mouse or rat is...
Well, man and nature in harmony, and rats sing. Rats actually make noises. I mean, like the cat in my home right
It's a very holistic way of thinking, isn't it? A very holistic way to integrate.
I can see the two of them. See, they're already in love with the rats. Exactly what this year is about. Having said that, the Spring Festival Gala, of course, is still going on as we are talking here in the studio. The midnight is the most important time for people to ring in the new year and to reflect upon what has been achieved over the past year. Isn't that also a sacred moment?
It is indeed a very, very familial moment. It is also a moment for self-reflection. I mean, because you have done so many things in this past year, and now it's time for you to summarize, to reflect upon what is supposed to be going on and what is not supposed to be going on. You make plans for the new future based on the very past.
And what I found fascinating is that this year of the rat or the mouse it's the starting point of a new 60-year cycle, right? The Chinese calendar has a long 60-year count.
Or this 12,
and then there's 60 years out of the 12. The 5 times 12,
that is the calendrical.
There's a calendarical cycle behind it, and now it's the metal rat, right? You say metal rat, and metal rat is the first year of a 60-year cycle, so it's the starting point of a new 60-year cycle.
That's another significance of the Chinese culture. A lot of anniversaries, a lot of coincidences.
Very complicated. For me as a foreigner, it's very complicated to learn. So
for
I'm
us
studying
too, believe me, also.
But you know what I found fascinating is that I learned. You asked me if I can identify with it. I just learned that the lunar calendar, as Chinese people use it today, was actually is based on a reform in 1645, and the guy who helped to create the new lunar calendar was German.
Well,
Adam Schall von Bell. He was a German astronomer. He worked for the Qing, the new Qing dynasty emperors, and he was. They asked him to help and to provide the astronomical.
This is the very first time I heard it, but anyway, I think a lot of cultures are certainly also helped.
So we already have a shared history in this regard as well.
Chinese culture has always been known for assimilating other cultures, right? Even right now, we didn't abolish this Gregorian calendar, right? We use the Gregorian.
No, of course, it's a
Chinese
tradition.
Culture. There
China's
are so many Chinese all over the world,
yeah.
And it has become such a phenomenon in many cultures as well. How do you see, the traditions being celebrated elsewhere? What does it mean also these days that many of the families, their children are outside, outside China, for example, whether they are in universities or they're working in foreign countries? This is already a very international China we're talking about, Professor Tang.
Right.
It's not just rural China.
That's right. I mean, it's all about this globalization, I think, or the Chinese notion of tianxia. I mean, because Chinese watch the world with this grand notion of we are all people living under one big heaven. And so the tianxia idea or philosophy, right? I mean, David, you are a philosophy person, I know. I mean, the whole people all under heaven is all about we are all part of the big family. Yeah. And so by sending your kid out to the world, to the other parts of the world, I mean, still he's supposed to be in your sight, in your vision, and you are supposed to be actually celebrating by involving, by engaging, and by actually reminding them that you are part of this family.
And I vividly remember also in Germany, we celebrated Chinese New Year with German and Chinese friends together for many years. So we met at a restaurant, and we have celebrated this Chinese festival for 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So it's already an international.
That's right, the international side of this Chinese
because
festival.
There are so many Chinese, ethnic Chinese people living all over the world.
And they're bringing their friends
to
celebrate their friends' festival.
So it's wonderful.
Together with all of us.
And we have an additional new festival to celebrate. And
isn't that wonderful? We love more festivals to celebrate. Having said that, though, we're really running out of time before the midnight. So any New Year resolution to share with us? David?
Oh, I'm looking very much forward to the new year. I hope the world will become a better place, more peaceful, and I think we should all work towards that goal and celebrating with friends from other places and getting to know their culture, getting to know the beautiful elements of world culture, I think, is the right way towards that ultimate goal of world
very
peace.
Universal.
Very universal. That's what came to my mind when you asked me.
Exactly, New Year resolution. Go ahead, Professor Tang.
Well, I have 4-eyed and like the eyes of the rat, and I see only things under my nose. And I want to be 鼠目寸光 in Chinese proverb, and which is I wish I could quickly finish my book, which I'm translating.
Okay. What is it about? A good time to do some promo here.
Yeah, well, it's all about the Chinese Beijing capital being liberated back in 1949.
Okay.
And so it's a grand moment.
And the history related to that.
History-related book, and also about the 70th anniversary. About the PRC, the program that we actually did together.
Right. Yeah, that was wonderful. Moment.
So it's a small project that I'm going to focus on in the year of the rat.
So it's time for reflection, right? We reflect back on the decennia which have passed, and now
I see you're already looking forward to the new year. Thank you for both of you. Happy Lunar Chinese New Year to you and your family.
Likewise. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It has been great. Happy New Year.
Thank you.